All right, so when I first woke up this morning, there was nothing on the contract list. It was just these two, and then I fast forwarded a few hours, and this cultivating one popped up, so I'm gonna knock that out. But while I was kind of like speeding through the hours, a couple things popped up on sale. This lizard, dude, these things are so dope. You can put different types of containers on the back and stuff, and they're fucking sick. And that's 50% off a grassland roller. So you need this for when you're plant after you harvest the grass before the next stage. That would be cool. This Massey popped up. Oh man, I like this Massey combine, but we already got the class for half the price of this one. Um, and then this little John Deere came up and stuff. Like, there's so many little cool things that are popping up on the sales that I want to get, but unfortunately, like, we just don't have any money yet. So I'm gonna knock out this contract and a couple more. We only need about 25K, and then we'll be able to afford our plot of land across the street. This one right over here. Oh, it looks. Did he lime it for us? No way. That would be sick if he did. He did. So Noah limed the field in preparation for the summer, which means we don't have to do it when we buy it. So that'll save us at least a little bit, like a year or two, because like 3 or 4 harvests, in between each lime session or whatever. So yeah, we won't have to do it for the next like probably 2 to 3 years, maybe. That's awesome. And it just needs plowing, and we have a plow. So we just need to knock out a few contracts, get the 75K, then we can have buy the land, and then it'll be ready for March. So, because we're only 3 months out, so it'll be ready for March. We'll be able to buy up that land and then plant the oats. We want to do oats. They have a short turnaround. Get a little bit of money, and then we'll do canola, which is going to tie up the land for a year, but it'll be worth it. Like, because canola pays pretty good, especially like fairly early on. So let's get into it. All right, so I'm just finishing up this Deadwood contract, and I got a sweet little chainsaw out of it. But the thing is the chainsaw, the chainsaw costs $1,000, and the contract right here only pays out 1,200. So we only made $200, but I do have a chainsaw now, and unfortunately, no other contracts popped up. We're gonna borrow those items. Yeah, so this month is looking like a bust. I did the cultivating contract. I just did this Deadwood contract. Oh yeah, I forgot. Sent the AI to drive my tractor over here while I was cutting those trees down. And we got this transport contract, and that's it. We might have to move on to February. Still being about 15K shy. Because at this point right here, this lasts 5 grand. But we're also going to lose our lease payment, or our loan payment, beginning of next month. Man, it's gonna be a struggle to be able to get a hold of that land by March. So, but we'll see.
much for us to bear. I don't need to tell you that it's over. You can probably see it in the way I stare. And you know if I'm gonna go, this is gonna be too much for us to bear.
All right. Well, hey, hey, lady. You see, I'm trying to take a selfie here on a little video. Anyway, so we just got done with that Deadwood. The thing is the only two contracts that are popping up this month are more Deadwoods and more wood transports, and we just did that wood transport. But I did say, at least unless I edited it out, this map has 25 collectibles that are worth 20, or that are worth 10,000 a piece. I've collected 2 of them. I know where a lot of them are. Most of them, I collected them in another game. I'm not going to look up where they are, but if I'm close to some, I'll go grab them. Like, you know, I've driven past a couple so far. And because of the contracts that are available and us running out of time, I think I'm just going to go grab a couple real quick. We only need 2 to have enough for our land purchase. So I think that's what I'm going to do. There's a couple on the docks over here. So, well, there's one on the on this boat over here, and then there's one on the lighthouse. So I think I'm just going to grab those real quick, and then we'll have enough to buy our land because these contracts are non-existent. Hey, look, it's a little Dragon Ball. So that's our 3rd one, and then I'm going to go collect this 4th one, and then we can get our land next month, or this month. Alright, so we got the 2 collectibles. We got enough now. Now we can go here, back over here, visit, and we have enough to buy the land, but because there's, like I said, no more contracts, I'm just going to go ahead and sleep, and then we'll check out tomorrow, see if there's some better contracts that come up and stuff. And also, I don't think he's going to plant anything, but we'll see. I'm kind of worried now because I don't know what could he plant potentially in February. Cotton. I don't think he's planting cotton, but he could. If he plants cotton, I'm just going to have to plow through it. Alright, well, it snowed overnight. I don't know how many... Wait, is this snow indoors? That's odd. Well, I did leave the doors open, but it only snowed on 2/3 of the place. Man, I need a power washer. Whew. It's a shame they're like $4,500. But yeah, we need a power washer. Let's go check out the land over here. Okay, so he didn't do anything with it. Wonder if there's any contracts. See, same 2 contracts. But we don't have any other choice because next month we want to plow and plant. So I'm going to go up here. Oh, every time, man. Go up here. I'll click on it. And we're going to buy it. So we have $2,500. Oh, man, we have an interest payment that's going to come out. But, which means I'm going to have to do at least 1 contract. God, I have to do another wood. Well, now I can do this Deadwood. Deadwood's pretty quick. And that'll give me $900, which is enough to cover the payment. And I can just fly over there. It's just cutting down some trees. Okay, let's accept this. And it's here. So it's just running around finding the deadwood trees that are marked like this and then chopping them up. So I'm going to get that done real quick. Okay, well, once again, another month, no real contracts popping up. So I think it's just sleep until the next day. I mean, I could probably speed through time and see if anything pops up this afternoon, but I think our only real option is just sleep till tomorrow. We'll need to find at least a contract or two to get the money for seed and fertilizer, which won't cost a lot, but it'll still be a couple thousand. So yeah, let me skip through the time real quick and see if anything opens up. If not, we'll go till tomorrow. Okay, something popped up there's this one, which is cotton planting. Oh, but does that mean I have to buy the seeds? Well, let's fill the tools if needed. Okay, well, let's grab our tractor here. Let's go grab the planter. We can fill it at our seed filler right here. We do have some money, and luckily with that contract we'll get enough money back from it to be able to pay off our payment next month and fill up our seeder and with fertilizer and seed. What did he want planted though? He wants cotton. Okay. Cotton. It doesn't say anything about fertilizing, so I'm not wasting money on fertilizer. Sorry, Walter. God, these curbs, man. Alright, well, just finished up that seeding contract, and I dropped off the excess seeds back at the garage. So now I'm just gonna fuel up. I'm gonna repair the tractor on the way back, and then we're pretty much ready to move in March. We should have enough for the fertilizer and for seeds. Plant the oats. We need to plow the field and everything. It's already been limed thanks to Noah, so that's good. Yeah, just gotta do a quick repair on the tractor and then park it up till tomorrow because there's just no more contracts. We got really lucky that planting contract came up, that sowing contract that made us about 10 grand. We needed that bad. We are scraping pennies right now. Oh man, can't wait until we can start making some real money. Oh god, I hate when it does that. Alright, oof, 1273, worth it. You know, at some point I'd still like to upgrade this tractor. Oh, the 15K for the crop sensors would be amazing. It helps make sure you get the right amount of fertilizer and everything on the crops. Shame we don't have it. We can't afford it yet. But we'll go ahead and prep the seeder and everything. Okay, let's refill the seeder. Let's pull it around. Put the rest in when we're pulling out tomorrow. For now, let's pull this around. Let's park it in here. Alright, well, everything's prepped up for tomorrow. We'll refill the seeder with the fertilizer and the seeds on our way out. But, oh man, caught. Time to go to sleep. Alright, here we are. Beginning of March. Got the, I need to get a power washer for this thing. But it's time to finally start working on our own land. I did, when I first woke up, there was this really good hoeing contract, so I sent an AI worker off on that. So they're over here knocking that out for us, just to make an extra, a little bit of money. I think most of the contracts, I'm probably just for the next couple months while we still kind of need some of that supplemental income. I'm just gonna set the AI workers off in the background so we can start working on our stuff. Um, but yeah, here we are. We're about. I'm excited. We need to plow this up, then we can seed it, then we can roll it, um, and then next month we'll be able to use the weeder on it and everything. But yeah, this is exciting. Finally getting to break ground on our own land. All right. Well, that was about 5 grand or so to fill this up with fertilizer and seed, but this is more than enough. But we also need wanted. I collected that contract, but I need to see and double check. So we're doing oats. All right. Yep. Oats. We can plant them now, and then we should be able to harvest them by July. And then for August, we can drop in canola, which is going to take a year. I still think that's the best option for what we have available to us. So we're going to go with that. We'll get a quick turnaround, get a little bit of extra money by doing the oats first because it's such a short grow time, and then we can work on the next step. Alright, we got the field plowed, planted, rolled. It says the pH level is bad, but it was limed beforehand, and it doesn't say it needs lime. So let's check out our precision here. So pH level, it's at 6. It says bad, which means we need to lime it again. The nitrogen levels are perfect because we use the cedar. But yeah, I don't know why the pH is so bad when it doesn't need lime, because it would say it. Plus, it was lime just before this. So that's something we'll have to look to. We might need to lime it again next time before we do the, what do you call it, the canola. Yeah, we might need to lime it again for the canola because the pH level is so bad. But yeah, it was limed just before this, so it should be good. Ooh, gets even worse there. Alright, well that's something we'll have to check into before our first harvest. And then I was looking at some contracts to try and make some side money and stuff. Oh, here's another good one. Let's knock this one out. I like to use my tractor when possible, but let's set the AI worker on this, and then I'll go do the bale wrapping so we still have some kind of income coming in the meantime. You know, especially because now we're going to need to pick up a lime spreader, it looks like. Oh, come on. I connected on that. There we go. So we're going to need to pick up a lime spreader, so that's kind of a big deal. Wrapping, contract going field 36. That's going to be this one right here. So we'll just pull this over here, set the AI worker off, and then let's get into wrapping these bales. Alright, well, we got all that done. Fields are finished, couple contracts have been finished. There's no other good looking ones, at least at this moment right here, but we got a little bit of extra cash to kind of help us out. There's one thing I want to buy though, and also check out the discounts. Extra tractor. Oh, I really want this thing. I don't know why, I just do. Okay, don't really care about that. It's gonna be all the way down here, right here, 4,300. Kind of hurts, but we need one power washer. The only thing is we don't have a trailer that we can transport it back, so we gotta push it from the dealership here all the way back. You know, you think they could have brought it out one of these back entrances or side entrances or something, but no. They put it way over here in the parking lot. They just pushed it out here and left it. They just pushed. Look at this. They just left it in the middle of the parking lot and like the farthest corner from our shop. So, you know, here we are in the rain, just pushing our power washer home. Like, come on, look at the guy in there. He's just staring out the front door. There's another guy there. Oh, that's a John Deere rip. Yeah. They're just like, haha, look at this asshole out in the rain pushing his power washer. That was a good joke we played on him. Oh man, I gotta push it up the hill too. There There we go. Now we got a fresh, clean tractor. Alright. Okay, so I finished off March with some contract work, did a couple fertilizing jobs and stuff, and then I moved on to April because there was nothing else. And then I just came over to check on our land, and I thought I was going to have to do some weeds, because normally you do weeds, but I forgot because we plowed. If you plow, there's no weeds, and I don't know why I forgot this because I normally always do. It's why I don't typically cultivate after harvesting. I just go straight into plowing because it avoids the need for weeding. But yeah, so it's in growth stage 2 of 5. It grows pretty quick. I'm still confused on why the pH is so bad. We might have to do a second liming. There was lime put down just before this, but maybe it wasn't enough or something, which is unusual. But now that we're into April, the oats are growing and everything. I think the only other thing to do is to just get back into keep grinding out some contract work. And there was one other thing. At the end of yesterday, I did install this. It was only like $2,500, but it's a mechanic shop. So now, with our vehicles and stuff like that, and our tools and equipment, whenever we're going to pull out to leave, we, if any of them need any maintenance and stuff, we can stop by here and do any other repairs on our equipment and stuff. Like, for instance, our tractor, it's mostly good, but if we go ahead and pull up here as we're going to leave, we can just kind of stop right here, hop out, run over to the trigger, click on this, and now we can do any repairs and maintenance. So $549, getting that back up, and then now we're good to go. So I'm gonna look at some contracts, keep going on that, and the next big step is really just saving up for more land. Land's kind of expensive. There are some slightly cheaper things a little bit farther off, so we'd have to drive to them, but we need land. The more land, the more crops we can plant, the bigger the harvest, the more money we'll make, and then we can really start kind of expanding. But yeah, we need land. That's our biggest weakness right now to our growth. I also looked at some potential passive income money streams. So there are some available options, things like greenhouses or some of the animals and some of the other generators and things like that. You can put down like wind turbines or cell towers and different things. But the big thing with them is we just don't have the land to construct them. Like, we just don't have the space. We might be able to fit something small in the back lot. We still need to get a house. We're still living in the tent. It's been, since August? It's been, like 8 months or something like that or whatever, and we're still living out of the tent. So we definitely need to get a little bit of money to be able to buy a house. We don't have a farmhouse yet, so there's that. And oh yeah, one other thing I noticed, if you look at the calendar up at the top right, I installed a mod that gives you a little more information, and it says April year 2, but I was under the impression it was going to track, like each August, because you start the game in August. So I thought, this is our field to the left. I thought at each August it would roll over to the next year, because it was tracking how many months you've been in the game. Oh God. But it looks like it just tracks the calendar year. So when it rolled over to January, it switched to the next year. Wait, this is the field we're supposed to be hoeing? Okay, well. Oh, I thought it was normally weeding. But I guess not? Because I know some, like, powders and weeders and stuff, you can use and use vice versa. Why did I just speed forward? Lower weeder. Yeah, see, it's a weeder. Is this gonna count? I don't know, because it's also doing the thing with the contracts. Like for some reason, if you look, it already says it's 92% done, but I just started. I don't know why some of the contract guys do this. They do. This is odd. But we'll see if it goes up to 93 while doing this. But I mean, this is the equipment that was available for the job. I rented the equipment or borrowed it or whatever. Yep, it went up to 93, so it's gonna work. Okay, nope. I'm gonna continue on with this. Okay, so I finished off April, did a bunch of contracts, moved on to May, started a couple contracts again. I got this one going with the tethering the grass, and I got this one, which is just, weed pulling and stuff, doing some hoeing. But something popped up when I moved on to May in the sales, and it's this John Deere planter, and it's a direct planter. So you don't have to plow or cultivate the field prior. So once you get done harvesting, you can technically just leave the field and then just plant directly with this. So that's really nice. It's 60% off, like 58% off. It's a 7.6 meter wide, 7 mile an hour. It's also got the potential for the fertilizing unit and stuff. So I was looking at some configurations and stuff on it. And if we go with the big one, spring protection don't care, lights don't care, cutting discs, and no ridge maker. I mean, for 38K plus probably another 2K in servicing or whatever, so basically like 40 grand, we can have a planter which would allow me to do the soybeans, and technically we could save this 6 grand if we don't get, where is it? The cheapest, none is 7. But if we do that option, it's only 32.5, and then like maybe 1,000 or 2,000 to service it. So we can get into it for about 34,000. Because I want to use it for soybeans, because soybeans don't require fertilizer. So we could get this for 33,000, and then we'll be ready for soybeans, which are way more profitable than the oats or the canola. So if we look here though, the only thing is soybeans have to be planted this month, and there's no way we're going to earn enough money to buy both that and some new land. Actually, the land that we're working right, this tethering contract right here, 38. I really want to buy that and combine 38 and 39. Just you can combine them by plowing through that strip in between them and make it one big plot. But unfortunately, it's like plot 38's like 260,000 or something like that. And most of the plots, at least in this vicinity around us, are really expensive. We can move over here to some of these in this corner, which are much cheaper. Here's our old Gramps' farm, that the bank seized. Some other options are down here are some really cheap pieces of land, and there's a few other little small ones sprinkled around, so we'd have to drive much farther. But the quicker we get more land, the quicker we can do bigger. Oh, of course it would save. We can do some bigger harvests and make more money items. So we need to look into it. We need to figure it out. I'm still kind of, weighing my options and everything like that, but we'll figure it out.